Washington State, Mount St. Helens belched smoke and ash for 5 hours yesterday. They got hit with 2 sharp earthquakes early this morning. And the crater on top of the volcano suddenly is a lot deeper and wider than before.
Mr. Wade here and Mrs. Crime. Now today's story, unfortunate stories, takes Mr. Wade out to a place called Northwood Cemetery. I might be getting that wrong. Let me post the name up here. So it's a cemetery way out in Ridgefield, Washington. I took this drive to give a story because I did some research the past few days on a story about. Now, there's a volcano out here that erupted in the year of 1980. If you haven't already heard about it or know about it, check it out. And it happened in Washington County, maybe Oregon. But what happened is that it erupted in the year 1980. And I had some stories to go along with that, unfortunate stories. So stay tuned. If you haven't already did it, go ahead and click that like button. And go ahead and subscribe. Stay tuned. A lot more coming about this volcano. Pow. The story is this: what happened to the volcano, Mount St. Helens. Now, it erupted in the year 1980. Now, the major thing about this is that it was actually cultivated or activated by a 5-point something Richter scale of an earthquake that happened that year, that month, that moment, that time. And wow, it caused a big eruption. So I'm gonna post how many people died, how many constructions died, as far as different buildings, the land, the railways. I'm gonna put those numbers right up here for you guys. But in other words, a big disaster. Now, connection to this story is a lady that her last name is Clausen, or Colson. I'm gonna put her name up here because I'm bad about names, right? Mr. Wade's bad about that and finding graves. But I have found her grave. Now, she's also in the plantation or in the grave with her husband at the time. They both died in this accident. Now, they were a casualty of this volcano eruption. They wasn't actually around the volcano when it happened. So the I-5 freeway had a bunch of traffic going on, which led a truck hitting another stalled vehicle, slower moving vehicle, which called a chain reaction collision, which they were involved in. The accident hit their vehicle and it went up in flames. So they died from this actual major occurrence. Now, throughout this video up to this point and after, I will be posting different things about this volcano. And to this day, it's a major hiking place. Ronald Reagan actually made this a monument back in early 1980s after this happened. But yeah, so stay tuned. We're going to visit her grave and her husband's. Stay tuned.
First of all, volcanic gas and ash spewed 4 miles high today, with mudslides oozing down the snowy slopes of Mount St. Helens. Many area residents were evacuated as a result of that eruption.
This is a grave of David S., 1945 to 1980, and a Pamela S., 1948 to 1980. To everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under heaven. These two died in the casualties of the 1980 Mount St. Helens volcano eruption. An unfortunate story of these two driving a car, not even near the place, but because of everything was coming out and all the activity and everything, they got into a collision accident which made their car catch on flames. Wow. Tombstone Whispers goes out to their family and friends. Unfortunate story of David S. and Pamela S. Clausens. I hope you guys enjoyed this totally unfortunate story of Miss Pamela and her husband, casualties of the Mount St. Helens volcano eruption back in the year 1980. Wow. A lot more coming from Tombstone Whispers. I'm Mr. Wade and Mrs. Crime. Until then, we bring it to you.